I like very much Churchill's approach when once he said that Russia is a mysterious country. And for me it is still a mysterious country. I'm reading myself in the moment one of the history books about in the times in between the 20th, in the beginning of the 20th century, before and during and after the First World War, about the Russian policy making, about how the communists, the Bolsheviks, built up their institutions, and how they, and most importantly, how they introduced the ties and links with the Western countries, but specifically with the Western politicians. And you can realize immediately that nothing has changed. The same Schröder-type things happened in that time, and that well, the next was Lipponen, and I'm quite sure, even in the European Parliament, among my colleagues, there are many people who have some very, very important interests with the Kremlin current leadership. We as politicians in Europe who deal with Russia, we also have to ask ourselves the question that what is the interest of Russia, what Russia really wants, how Russia wants to be treated by the West or by the EU. Listen, when I mention Russia, I keep in mind in the moment the Kremlin political leadership, not the Russian people, not the opposition, not the NGOs, but I'm speaking about the Kremlin political leadership. I'm convinced that Russia does not want necessarily the contradiction with Europe or with America or with anybody else. But what they fear themselves is, in my view, that they fear to lose their sphere of influence in their neighborhood, and many troubles, in my view, exactly are coming from that. They have some sort of mentality to keep the countries in their neighborhood under the control. It's not only the Southern Caucasus, it's not only Ukraine, it's still the Baltic countries in a similar way, despite we belong to the EU and NATO. And this creates, you know, some sort of policy thinking in Kremlin, in my view, that they try to divide, to split the countries in the EU, trying to have these bilateral ties. We can have many examples. You know, Italy likes it, Germany likes it, France likes it. Many countries also from their side, it's convenient to deal with Russia on a bilateral level, just putting these Baltic countries, sometimes Great Britain, sometimes Sweden, you know, aside, and making the bilateral deals with Russia. I think that this is, you know, in the one hand, yes, Russia uses this, and they try to safeguard their own interests, using the way to divide the European countries. But from our side, from the European Union now spatially, since we have Lady Ashton in office and since we have this one phone call number, I think that most important task for the EU in the moment is to review the current strategy vis-à-vis Russia. We have a strategy for the relations between EU and Russia. Of course, there is a strategy paper, but I think it's time to review it, and it's now really the time to speak in one voice with Russia, to keep to avoid in the future these examples what we have unfortunately practiced in the past so many times.